You either get busy living or get busy dying.
Hey guys, just really quick, I thought I would maybe share a little bit of info with you guys. So, been doing videos about the power and all the different things here in the RV. So, got the RV to a spot where I'm in pretty good shape. I'm actually, stationary here on my property that I used to own. Got a really good relationship with the new owners, been helping them out with a lot of things. So they're letting me stay here basically as long as I want. So I decided on this journey that I'm going to take of being a but did you die guy. Decided I'm going to go ahead and do an international trip before I take my RV across the continent. So I'm actually going to be going to Thailand. That is going to be very interesting. I have traveled abroad before, but this will probably be my most epic story of epicness. And I'm pumped for that. So stay tuned for some cool videos of me doing Thailand stuff. That's probably going to be like a whole sub-series before I come back to the RV. So if I've only sucked you in because of the RV-ness and not because of, my, rugged good looks and chiseled physique and all those things, sorry, I suppose. That sounded very Canadian. Anyway, so next saga will be Thailand. Then when I come back, I'm probably headed to Phoenix, so could have some cool stories about my journey to get out to the Wild West. Anyway, peace out. See you guys. Hey, y'all. Very Kentucky thing to say. So, by now, most of you know, I'm over here and doing RV stuff. But then, I'm also going to take a trip to Thailand. So, decided that before I begin this epic journey on the RV, I've kind of been cold. And I thought it was a good idea to maybe take some time and travel abroad a little bit before I take the RV journey. So, I have had several people tell me, like, hey, this is crazy, Mike. Why are you going to Thailand? Well, Thailand is a pretty cool country. It has a lot to offer. There's beautiful beaches. There's a lot of really good culture. It's like one of the top 5 tourist destination spots in the world. So there's kind of, it's a neat place. So I'm going to spend about a month or so there. So one thing people would ask when I talk to, folk, because believe it or not, it's crazy. I have friends. It's wild, I know. But I do. And they had, said, hey, Mike, why don't you what are you actually going to bring? Like, how do you prepare for a trip like that? How are you going to go for a month to a place you've never been? So I actually, at this point, I have traveled a fair amount. So I'm at like 17 countries and 49 states. So I have traveled a fair amount, so I kind of know what to expect. One thing that's big is wherever you're going to go, you do research, right? So the big thing is you're going to factor the climate. You're going to factor, the culture stuff and things like that. So people ask me, what am I going to pack? What am I going to do? What am I going to bring? So here's a couple of things that I can show you guys. So I'm over here and you can see I have a various cornucopia of things that I'm going to bring. One thing that most people will tell you is not to overpack, especially for like Thailand or someplace, because it's very warm. So it's going to be a lot of t-shirts. And I don't know, I'm kind of lame, but I do like short sleeve, button up shirts, things like that. So I'm going to bring a fair amount of those, maybe 4 or 5 pairs of shorts and swim trunks, things like that. So I'm breaking this into one big bag that's going to be my check bag, and then I'm going to bring one carry-on bag. I'm trying to pack light, not necessarily for the big trip. It's about 36 hours to get over there. So not necessarily as much for that trip is the fact that I am going to fly into Phuket. That is like the very beachy, kind of more touristy area. I'm going to spend about a week or so there, and then I'm going to catch a domestic flight internally within the country of Thailand, and I'm going to go up to Chiang Mai, which is kind of way far north within the country, and it's more of a mountainy area, mountainous terrain. Those little commuter flights, this is the distance, okay, whatever, cool. Those commuter flights are very cheap in other countries, especially Thailand, but they do have restrictions on how much baggage you can take. So what I'm hoping to be able to do is I'm going to have my big bag that's going to get me over there, it's going to get me settled. I'm probably going to stash this bag in an airport security locker or something like that, and then I'm going to bring a pretty good size, this is like a 50-liter backpack. So I'm going to bring a big 50-liter backpack. That's going to be my carry-on. What that'll allow me to do is while I'm in Phuket for the week or so, I'll be able to ascertain all the things I want to do there. One big thing that takes up a bunch of space, I'm an avid snorkeling guy. And any of you guys that have ever snorkeled, you know if you rent snorkeling gear, most of the time it sucks. Large quantities of just ass. So I'm going to bring my own flippers. I also have a ginormous foot. So it's hard to get stuff sometimes in that size. And then I also have my own mask that I like to bring. I have a couple different ones, but this is the one I'm gonna bring. So that takes up a chunk. It's like a chunk of space. So I want to be able to bring that. So I'm gonna try to check that. And I'm probably not gonna need that when I go up to like Chiang Mai because that's in the mountains, and you normally don't snorkel too much in the mountains. So that is one thing I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna take a bag, big bag, check bag, and then I'm also gonna have a small carry-on bag. And this is, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of hurt my heart a little bit. I just wanted an easy kind of throw-on bag to be able to have, and I don't know, I mean, maybe we're just really sexist in this country, but I totally had to buy this bag in the women's section, and that kind of hurts my heart. I'm not gonna lie. And I think it looks freaking fabulous. Okay? Triple snaps, because it looks freaking great. Okay, so I don't give a shit this is a woman's bag. This is what I'm gonna carry for my day-to-day carries. Okay, so y'all can make fun of me, whatever, I don't care. So, one thing they did say, do not overpack when it comes to toiletries. You can buy a lot of toiletries there. Thailand is extremely cheap. Hotels, somewhere you're probably gonna average 30, 40 bucks a night. Meals are like $5 a meal. Like, there's obviously more expensive places and more expensive stuff you can do. You can be really super cheap. You can be, really super expensive, however you want to go. But a lot of times you can buy a lot of these things. There's bazillions of 7-Elevens and things over there. So there's a handful of things I'm probably going to bring. Like my own kind of I'm going to bring my own deodorant. So, I don't get I got to get the deo from a BO. We're going to want, normal toothpaste and stuff like that. Not going to overload with like shampoo and conditioner and all the different things. Just buy that when I'm over there. So I'm going to have one bag. This big, which is a little big, but it's gonna have all my, most of my goodies in there. So I'm gonna check that, be able to take that with me. Then, because we're gonna call it accident prone. I don't really know that's facts. Maybe it is facts. I'm gonna bring some first aid stuff. So, little first aid kit in here with some antiseptic, band-aids, gauze, tape, some goodies like that. The universe does actively like to try to poke it up in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring that along with a rape whistle just in case. Everybody's still warning me about the ladyboys. Okay, I had 2 more today. Okay, so if the ladyboy comes up, is what we're doing. Okay, so y'all don't have to worry. I got it. Cool. I'm gonna bring one thing that is important if any of you guys have never really traveled abroad very much is adapters for the power, because they have different power in other countries, right? And it's not just as much about the plugs. Some of these plugs will poke into different things, and if it doesn't always fit, that's okay. But the problem is sometimes they have different frequencies of power. And I just did a video the other day about power and talking about that, and then everybody gave me a whole bunch of grief about, oh my god, I didn't understand any of that. That's how you sound. So I'm not going to go into details about that, but there are different frequencies of power, so make sure you have a power adapter to be able to deal with the different voltages and frequencies of power. So I'm going to bring a couple different chargers, power inverter, things like that. Another thing that I'm going to do on this trip is I'm going to go ahead and bring clothes. I'm going to put them in one of these. This is kind of like a travel hack. You can put them in these vacuum bags, and it makes them dramatically smaller. So I'm going to bring a couple of those to pack. A lot of times it's not as much about space when you go overseas. It's not necessarily like volumetric, it's going to be weight. So like here, we're always accustomed to 50 pounds. When you travel abroad, Europe, things like that, it's going to be like 40 kilograms. When you do these little domestic hoppers, they bring that. Stop! First and foremost, I don't know what this dude's problem is. This asshole's wrong. R-H-O-N-G, wrong. I don't know what he's talking about. He clearly needs to go back to school, because 50 pounds is 22 kilograms, all right? I will not accept this travesty on my watch, okay? 50 pounds, 22 kilograms, wrong. Okay, so 50 pounds in like America, that's how we do. 22 kilograms in Europe, maybe.
You get down to like 20 kilograms, that's cool, that's like 44 pounds. So like in Thailand, it could be 20 kilograms. I don't know what this asshole's talking about. So we're just gonna correct all that wrongness right now, because not on my watch. Alright? Thank you for my public service announcement.
Down to like 30 kilograms, which is why I'm hoping to be able to leave this dude's back and just take my backpack and this kind of be my check bag, and then my lady purse will be my my carry-on item. Okay, so snorkel, clothes, got all that stuff. I'm gonna bring oh, so another thing I did want to have, because I'm going by myself like a psychopath. If you're on the beach, think about this for a minute, right? Every time you've ever been to the beach, you're doing beach stuff, right? You're frolicking. We're doing beach stuff. Cool. You got somebody else with you, awesome. But for me, I'm gonna be by myself. So the idea of leaving like my passport and my phone and my monies and all my things on the beach while I'm like doing ocean stuff didn't really instill me with a lot of confidence in my heart. So I feverishly looked for a bag that was like a backpack kind of bag that was submersible. I kind of wanted one like this that was not feminine, okay? Whatever, Todd. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this little nifty backpack that I had with me along with a dry bag. I don't know if you guys ever worked around these, but they're pretty neat, because you basically you wrap that like 3 times. Now this is like 100% submersible. So I could actually take this with me in the ocean. So the idea is I'm gonna put all my goodies in here, I'm gonna put this backpack on, I'm gonna look like a total fairy, and then I'm gonna swim around the ocean with this floaty backpack on my back while I'm snorkeling, okay? But that'll keep me from getting robbed. So I'll look stupid for a minute in order to not be robbed. So we're gonna do that. So that's gonna happen. So, talked about all the different things. I'm gonna bring a pair of water shoes. For me, I feel like I wear Birkenstocks, so everybody talks about flip-flops. That's like, you know, a big thing over there. Everybody wears flip-flops. Most people can get away with normal flip-flops all day, every day. I don't get away so much with that because I'm a very manly man with a high arch. Okay, I have a high arch in my foot, and I need to wear like Birkenstocks and stuff. Birkenstocks don't go in water. So I'm gonna bring Birkenstocks, a pair of tennis shoes, and these water shoes. Highly debating on bringing some baller boots, because I mean, you know, I'm a little bit of a boot whore, and I do have some sexy boots, but I was convinced that I may not need those. So my plan is right now, I'm gonna take all these things.
You forgot these, you dumbass! Bam! Bam! Ha! Yeah! Maybe this, just in case. Got it.
And put them in these bags. Also, very important, is a hat. I'm gonna wear this hat. It's hot over there, so even right now, I checked the weather. We're in February. And it's like 90 degrees. So 90 degrees temperature with probably some pretty high humidity. So I'm gonna wear my hat and probably get made fun of over there as well. But you can guess how many fucks I give. It's none. Behold the field. Which I grow my fucks there. So anyway, so that's my plan. That's all the high items there. You know, definitely a lot of research involved. Overpacking is always a problem, but the thought would be is I'm going to try to bring as much stuff, keep it flexible. That'll allow me to be able to switch off, stash some of my stuff. I'm doing a combination of Airbnbs, hotels. You can do hostels if you're like very budget conscious and you're okay with that. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I've only actually booked about 4 or 5 days worth of lodging for my trip so far because I really like the idea of being able to keep it flexible. So I'm going to go into Phuket and go up to Chiang Mai, which is probably, both of those are most likely mispronounced. That's okay, because you know, I'm from Kentucky and we can't read good. So the thought would be is I'll go up to Chiang Mai, and then I'm going to come down to Bangkok, and then do some Bangkok stuff for maybe 5 days. 5 days in Chiang Mai, 5 or 6 days in Phuket, and then I'm going to come back down to Phuket because that's where my outgoing flight is. Maybe spend a day or two there before I leave, and then cut out. So that kind of works well for me to do the domestic flight thing, and I'll be able to kind of bounce around and do those things. So I only have a few days booked. I'd like to be able to keep it flexible. So if there's any questions that people have or suggestions you might have if you are a Thailand world traveler and have awesome suggestions, I will happily take those. So, appreciate it.
Oh yeah, going to Thailand. Gonna spend like a month in Thailand. So stay tuned for all those videos, because there are many, many, many ways to die in Thailand, I'm sure. And I've been very much warned about the ladyboys. Okay, that is the main concern that everyone has told me about. Oh my god, watch out for ladyboys. Like, you know what? If a ladyboy wants to come hit on me, I am okay with that. I will accept it. I will take that as a compliment. That doesn't mean I have to engage. It's okay. We all live our best lives. They live their best lives doing ladyboy stuff. So yeah, stop warning me about the ladyboys, guys. Going to Thailand. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do some underwater footage because I did get a cool camera case for this thing to do underwater stuff. This is the symbol for underwater stuff. I don't know, jellyfish, whatever. I'm going to do it. It's going to be awesome. Stop warning me about ladyboys. For real. Uncool.